In today's video, we paint my second Infinity Mini from the Army Painter Infinity Nomads paint set. I shifted the warm red armor to a cool red, though, so that I have an excuse to use some of the reds from the new Blanche Masterclass set. In addition to showing you how I painted this mini, we will discuss a bit of color theory throughout the video, specifically cool and warm colors. Cool and warm colors are how the human eye perceives and interprets colors. It is important to note that every artist has their own way of utilizing these theories. As usual, we are painting with Speedpaints, Warpaints Fanatics, and some Foxbite Hobbies brushes. So, join me as we paint this Alguacil Paramedic from the Infinity Universe. I'm Don, welcome to my channel. This channel is supported by all these awesome brands. Oh, by the way, don't forget my affiliate links and discount codes down below. It will help the channel a lot and you'll get some good discounts. Now, as part of the Army Painter Factory team, we are painting with Army Painter Speedpaints and Warpaints Fanatics. Lastly, do check out spraygunner.com. They've got everything you need for painting, from top-of-the-line airbrushes to high-quality paint brands. Now the business is out of the way, let's paint. We use my Aventus airbrush from Gallery for the painting of the primer and Zenithal underpainting. Since this is a metal mini, I used a solvent-type black primer for extra durability. After the black primer, I shifted back to using Warpaints Fanatics, Ironclad Gray, then Uniform Gray, and then Matte White. All the Warpaints used here were thinned around 5 parts thinner and 1 part paint at 25 psi with a 0.4 needle. Once the underpainting has cured for at least overnight, we now paint with Speedpaint. Oh, by the way, the solvent-type black primer was allowed to cure for a couple of days before I painted Fanatics on top. After doing the underpainting with an airbrush, we now paint the base colors with Speedpaints. We start our speed painting with Turnbull Turquoise from the older Blanche paint set. Turnbull Turquoise is a cool color that will help make our mini pop more from the base later. Our next color is Satchel Brown. This is a dark reddish brown color. You may mix a small amount of speed paint medium to add more transparency if you find this color too dark. Next is Gravelord Gray, a generic cool gray color. I applied this in 2 thin coats for a darker finish. You may also use Grim Black, especially if you plan to paint highlights later. Now, we paint the skin. We start with Pastel Salmon. This has very good midtones but weak contrast. Since I am just using these speed paints as quick base colors and plan to paint highlights on top, I add more contrast to the pale skin by using Peachy Flesh. Peachy Flesh has weak midtones but strong contrast. Shameless plug, guys. You could check out our new campaign at Kickstarter at kickstarter.com and of course at suratosstudios.com. Okay, now we have a good skin base tone. Our next color is Carmine Dragon. Carmine Dragon is a cool pinkish red. This color is a cool color. Oh, by the way, someone asked me to do a review of the new Army Painter Bionic brushes. I am using them here for the painting with speed paints. They are better than the old ones, but they are still synthetic brushes. Good for washes and speed paints, but will lack the nice point of natural hair after some use. Anyway, now let's talk about cool and warm colors a bit. All colors have a cool and warm variant. These variants are not obvious on the basic color wheel. Also, notice how I strategically place the cool and warm colors on the mini. We will discuss these theories a bit more later at the end of the video. After painting Blood Moon Red, a warm red color, and Pallid Bone, also a warm color, we now have the base colors of this Infinity Mini. I painted quickly, cool dark grays, and applied a quick dark tone wash on some areas before proceeding to layer towards the highlights. I needed a darker finish to make my highlights pop more. If you're liking this video, do give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Once you're happy with your base colors, we now paint towards the highlights. Highlighting can be the most time-consuming part of painting any model, but it's the highlight of your painting. I had to paint and see how this hollow screen teal looks with our cool red armor. It looks fine. Hollow screen teal is a cool color, and painting it with a warm red armor will make it pop better. However, painting it with the cool armor makes for a more homogeneous look. Now we go back to painting the skin. I mix a small amount of thinner medium into the paints to add a bit more transparency. Not too much, unlike using glazed medium. Notice how I'm placing the highlights on the top right side of the Mini. Positioning your highlights adds more interest to your painting. I am happy with the skin so far. We will add more shades later to push the contrast. Now we paint the cool red armor and layer towards the highlights using paints from the new John Blanche Masterclass paint set. These new colors are beautiful. But since they do not belong to any triad, I opted to mix them as I layer towards the highlights. It is now a matter of detail painting and establishing your bright base, or what I like to call pre-highlight colors. Pre-highlight colors are very bright colors that can also be warm or cool colors. However, black and white paints, though technically not colors, are considered cool colors in most cases. So mixing them into paints registers as a cool color. Except bright yellows. Since yellow, even the cool lemon yellow, feels warm to the eyes. Cool and warm colors are a great way to categorize paints so that it is easier to understand. All these theories and concepts are just guidelines. How you interpret and utilize these concepts as an artist or painter is the most important. Using cool colors together will create a more homogeneous look. Using both cool and warm colors within one Mini, almost similar to using complementary colors together, will make your painting pop more on the gaming table or display cabinet. To keep it simple, cool colors are any color with a bluish tint. Since blue is the only primary cool color, red and yellow are warm primary colors. Yellow is seemingly warmer than red. So again, to keep it simple, any color with a yellow or red tint is a warm color. Now before my final thoughts, a huge thanks to all my patrons at Patreon. Another way to interpret warm and cool colors is through the real world. Cool colors, green, blues, and purples, recede and are great shadow colors. Think of grass, water, shadows, or even the blue sky. Warm colors, on the other hand, like bright yellow-greens to darker red-violets, are aggressive and pop towards the viewer. Think of these colors as fire, warm wood, and even cooked meat. Notice how I made the Mini pop. The cool turnbull turquoise of the basing, warm skull, crate, and warm leather paints made the Mini pop off from the basing. The cool red armor, since it is a cool red, pops off from the warm leather pants. Even within the pants, you see alternating cool gray armor and warm leather pants. This makes the lower limbs pop more and look more interesting. The basic reason why combining cool and warm colors within a painting makes them pop more is that cool and warm colors are loose complementary colors of each other. Think of blue and orange, red and green, and yellow and violet. If you are serious about learning more color theories, you might want to check our website or my Patreon page for some articles in PDF format. Also, I hope you saw in this video, much like my old Speedpaint painting videos, that you can use Speedpaints as quick base colors or to sketch your color scheme. Initially, painting with Speedpaints, then eventually refining using layering and highlights is a great way to jumpstart any painting project. It took me just a few minutes to paint the Speedpaint base colors and a few hours to refine the painting to a tabletop plus painting standard. I hope you learned a thing or two in this quick painting video, or at the very least, you found this video entertaining. That's it, Pansit. I hope you like this video. Do comment, like, and subscribe, and all that stuff. Until next video, guys. Bye!